I got to give the coaches props because, you know, I've been doing this program for almost 20 years, literally all over the world. And I think we're really lucky to have the group of coaches we had this week. So hopefully you guys are having that experience that I expect you guys to be having in all of your rotations. Remember our agreement day one, right? Which was, if you guys want more help relative to anything, all you have to do is ask us. So I guess we're at day 2 in our coaching. I feel like we're giving everyone a great amount of attention, but remember that, you know, camp goes fast. So today on the golf course, tomorrow, and then finally on Thursday for our last day of coaching, just make sure that you guys are really, you know, reaching out to all of us if you want that extra level of attention. Of course, we'll absolutely give it to you. So for about the next 25 minutes, we're going to talk a little bit about mental toughness training. So who here has heard of mental toughness training relative to sports? Anybody? Who here has heard of mental toughness training relative to anything else? You know, business, life? Has anyone here worked with a mental toughness coach? A couple of you guys, so Alexander has. So very often, people that engage in mental toughness training are some of the world's best athletes. But if they're already so awesome at what they do, then why do they want to work with a mental toughness coach? What is it that they understand that maybe some other people don't? Any ideas?
I'm guessing that it helps keep consistency.
So it helps them be more consistent with their performance, maybe? Anybody else?
Probably like when you hit a bad shot, not let your anger take over, so you can like keep your composure.
Right, so being able to keep your composure, not allowing an outcome to adversely affect how you feel, we call that emotional mastery, absolutely. The way I like to describe it is as simple as this. People that work with mental toughness coaches simply understand the connection between thinking and success. That make sense? So as it relates to mental toughness, what we're going to do today is give you guys a little bit of mental toughness 101, where we help you understand how you can use your minds on and off the golf course only in ways that serve your desire to be absolutely incredible at all you do. So who here has ever seen a player like Jason Day on the golf course, standing there behind his ball, closing his eyes, and picturing his shot in his mind? You guys ever see that? It's gotten some attention here lately. Right, so what he's doing is incorporating some mental imagery into his pre-shot routine. So right now, we're going to do an exercise in mental imagery that I think is going to really display a very powerful aspect of why our thinking is so important. Let me borrow this for 1 second. All right, so all of you have a weight on a string, and what I want you to do is I want you guys to just go ahead and sit down, prop up one knee, hold the string near the end, then go ahead and take your elbow and kind of brace it on your leg and do your best to get the string and the weight just sort of holding steady. It's not moving around at all, okay? Whose string did I take?
We got it.
Oh, you got it back? Okay, perfect. All right, so from here, what I want you to do is take all of your attention and focus it on the hanging weight. Okay, now I want you to, just like Jason Day, I want you to create a picture in your mind of the weight swinging towards you and away from you. So picture the weight swinging back towards your body and then away from you out towards me. Be as clear as you can be with the picture. Have some fun being creative. Maybe you're picturing a ride at a carnival, like a big pirate ship ride, swinging like a pendulum towards you and away from you. With each pass, I want you to picture the weight swinging on a bigger, wider, and faster arc. Picture it swinging back and hitting you in the nose, and then swinging back towards me and hitting me in the nose as well. Okay, so now I want you guys to change the picture, and I want you to imagine the weight swinging around the numbers of a big, massive clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way back up to 12, and then around again. And with each pass, just like before, I want you to picture the weight swinging on a bigger, faster, and wider arc. We're no longer on the pirate ship, now we're on the swings. The weight's traveling around and around. Keep increasing the speed until you feel like the weight is going to swing out of control. All right, everyone can stop. Put your weights on the ground in front of you. All right, show of hands. Based on the picture, who got the weight to move? Everybody. Who got it to move like a lot? Who got it to move just a little? Right, but for everyone it moved. So I didn't ask you to move the weight, did I? I asked you to picture the weight moving, and what happened? It started moving according to your picture. Who thinks that alone is pretty interesting to consider? Yeah, I do. It blows my mind every time. So, if you weren't physically trying to move the weight, but it was moving, why was it moving? Jaden? Because you were picturing it. But what did the picture do? What did the picture make occur?
Like it told yourself to make it move, kind of.
That's right. So the picture up here manifested itself out there. Picturing it here created an action in your hand that made the weight swing according to that picture. This is real important stuff, right? So Mental Toughness 101, and what you just experienced is this lesson right here. And if you remember and understand and apply this lesson in everything you do for the rest of your life, just knowing this can make a huge impact. So lesson number 1 in mental toughness is what I think is what I do. Another way to consider that is what I think about, I bring about. What I focus on, I give rise to. My outer world is a reflection of my inner world. So what's being created up here, whether you like it or not, is going to present itself out there. Well, that's really important because if what we think about is what we bring about, don't you guys think it's important for us to only think of things that are in line with how fantastic we want our golf game and or our life to be? Does it make sense? So people that are mentally tough, people that work with mental toughness coaches, they understand this. So they're always trying to train their minds only in ways that serve their ability to perform and be happy. So who here has ever worked with a physical trainer in a gym? Right? Perfect. Well, that's what a mental toughness coach does. The equivalent of what a physical trainer does for your muscles, a mental toughness coach does for your brain. Who here has ever gone to the gym, ripped off one set of bicep curls, walked in the mirror and said, "Oh yeah, I am jacked"? You? That's happened to you? Everyone knows it can't happen with one set, right? It takes time, right? So it takes consistency, putting pressure against the muscle, and then over time, your muscles change to a higher level of performance. So mental toughness training is the same. We have to learn a couple of key principles, then we have to create repetition over time to really make it work. So the first thing we're going to ask you guys to do on the golf course today, based on this, is picture your shot on every single shot. So who here does that now? Who pictures their shot on every shot? Okay, that's impressive, but a lot of you don't. It's hard for me to remember to do that every single time. So those of you that are picturing your shot, who is picturing exactly what you want your golf ball to do? Like exactly. Okay, good. Of course, you were here last week. Great. So on the first tee at Spyglass today, what I want you to do is start getting tuned into seeing your exact picture, because what we think about, we bring it back. So instead of standing there and going, oh, you know what, this is a beautiful hole, a little dogleg left, I kind of want it to go out there. That's not very specific. I want you to create a picture in your mind that is in line with your ideal ball flight and where you would like your golf ball exactly to go. So I want this ball to start about 4 yards inside the right rough line. And then it's going to shoot up into the sky and it's going to clip the edge of that cloud. And then it's going to draw about 5.5 yards. It's going to land right in the middle. It's going to bounce 7 or 8, 9 times, and it's going to stop right next to that sprinkler head that I know is right there in the middle of the fairway. That would be a very specific image in line with what you want to have happen. Make sense? And we're going to do that over every single shot. That's goal number 1 today. Goal number 2 is, once we have our picture, is to make sure that we create the emotional state or mood that gives us the best opportunity to have access to our best stuff. Of course, your best stuff means the best golf swing that you can make. So, who here has ever been over a golf shot where you just knew you were going to hit it great? You just knew you were going to absolutely rip the cover off it or make some snaking putt, and boom, you make contact and you get that result. Everybody? It's a pretty cool feeling, right? When you just know you're going to be amazing, and just like that you are. Right, so this is an advanced group, so you guys have played a lot of golf. Who here has ever been over a shot where you just knew that things were not going to go well, and they did not? Everyone's hands go up, right? So here's the deal with this. As coaches, when we're looking at your golf swings, from swing to swing, they really don't look that different. Right? Your swing is your swing. It kind of always looks the same, but you get these wildly different results when you play. So if your swing isn't changing a lot, what do you think is? Yeah, your mindset, your emotional state. It's going up and down sometimes like a yo-yo. When you feel great, you play great. When your mood goes down low and you start getting negative, right, and you have that low-grade emotional state, you have less access to your brilliance. And you all have a very high level of athletic brilliance. So we got to tap into that more often. So the next thing we want you to do, once you have this picture in your mind, is I want you guys to approach every shot creating with your own thinking that same feeling that you had over that shot in the past you talked about, or you shared with me, where you said you felt like you couldn't miss it. You think that's possible? Right, so we're going to do a little exercise right here. This is exercise number 2. And we're going to start getting just a little bit dark, right? So right now, I want you guys to think of something that has happened in your life that was sad or unpleasant. Right? We've all been around for a certain period of time. We've all had things happen to us or friends of ours that have been unfortunate. So just go ahead and think of something that was sad or unpleasant and just let it sink in for a moment. All right, so let's leave that place. Now I want you to think of something that was awesome, amazing, fun, or just absolutely hilarious. You ever have like someone tell you a joke or have something happen that's so funny that you just can't, you're laughing so hard, you know, it just feels like you're getting an ab workout in, right? Can everyone think of just one little thing that they would love to remember every single day because it makes them feel amazing? Okay, good. So as you created each thought, did anyone notice a difference in how they felt physically? Like when you thought about this sad thing, did you notice your energy kind of like drop or dip? Anybody? When you thought about the funny or the happy thing, did you notice how it kind of went away and your energy kind of like lifted up? So this is really powerful stuff, because guess what? Right now, in the last 30 seconds, through your own thinking, you created and experienced the entire spectrum of human emotion. Just like that. So how you think determines how you feel. When you feel good, you play better golf. Who controls how you think? You do. Exactly. Mental Toughness 101. So that means over every shot, you can walk in there, after you create this picture, you can walk in there thinking, you know what, there's no place I'd rather be than right here, right now. I feel incredible. I'm so lucky to be out here playing golf with my friends. And then all of a sudden, wham! You have access to your best stuff. You know what's possibly even more powerful relative to this understanding? If you don't want to feel bad, you don't have to. Think about that for a second. If you don't want to feel bad, you don't have to. All you have to do is change your thought, and feeling bad, it goes away. And guess what? There's a lot of people in this world that feel bad all the time, or they feel bad more than they should. And if they were more mentally tough, if they knew these lessons, they'd be able to change it just like that. And this is a lesson that we learn that can help us off the golf course, that we learn just through golf. The stuff I'm giving you today, I just want you to play great at Spyglass and love it out there. But if you can take some of these lessons elsewhere, they're going to be really powerful and really helpful in other areas of your life. All right. So when we walk into our golf ball and we try and think of something that elevates our mood, does it matter what we think about? Does it even have to be true? No, it just has to make you feel good. So here's an example. So let's say you go out to Spyglass, and on the third hole, you make a 10. That wouldn't be a great score, right, for your card? Let's say you're walking to the fourth tee box, and you get up there, you put your tee in the ground, you picture your shot, and then you say to yourself, you know what? This is perfect. This couldn't be better, because the last time I made 10, I rattled off 9 straight birdies. Probably not even true. But guess what? By saying that, by thinking that, I elevated my mood. So I put myself in the best position to perform on the next shot. So I want you guys to get creative and have fun. Be like, you know what? What a beautiful day today. Picture my shot. And I'll tell you what, I've got the best looking outfit in this camp by far. My mom and I picked it out the day before I came here. It fits perfect. The colors are fantastic. There's no place I'd rather be than right here, right now. Wham! It doesn't matter what it is. That's the point. So have fun out there, supercharging your ability to have fun through your thoughts. When you feel good, you're going to make better golf swings. So now comes the hard part. Does doing all this stuff guarantee that you're going to get what you want? No, it doesn't. So what happens when we create this picture, we elevate our mood, we make our swing, and then the ball goes in the trees? What's the most common thing that you're going to do if you're not mentally tough? You might get mad. You might be disappointed that the ball did something you didn't want it to do. Well, if we have a negative thought, what's that going to do to our emotional state? It's going to go down. So now we've got to work to bring it back up again. So step number 3 of this whole process is learning how to suspend judgment of the outcome. You guys ever study any Shakespeare in school? Okay, we all have to. This is the only Shakespeare I know. He once said, "Nothing is good or bad until thinking makes it so." What does that mean? It means you decide what is good or bad through your thoughts. What do you guys think of my shirt? You like it?
Yeah.
Anyone here not crazy about blue? You love blue? So you really like this shirt then. Like if I had another one, like brand new in a bag and I gave it to you, you'd be pretty excited. Someone else might be like, you know what? Blue shirts are boring. I like this shirt. Bam, yellow. The point is that it's just a shirt. It's not good or bad, it just is. Right? But how we think about it changes it to us. So let's say your ball is in the trees. How could you, in your mind, see a ball in the trees and actually think that's a good thing? Any ideas?
If it's a hot day, you're in the shade.
If it's a hot day. Anyone here been to Arizona lately? It's hot in Arizona, right? It was like 120 degrees a few weeks ago. They shut the airport. So if you were playing golf in Arizona and your ball went in the trees, you'd be like, oh my goodness, this is fantastic. My ball is in the trees. I'm going to come over here, take a sip of water, get in the shade, feel the cool wind blow on my neck while my playing partners are sweating their butts off in the fairway. Right? So that would be a high-grade interpretation of a basic observation, which is my ball is in the trees. What else can we think about relative to a ball being in the trees? You were here last week. Anybody else? So your ball's in the trees. TJ.
You practicing punch shots on your limbs, so that'll get a chance, or give you a chance to show off your punch shot.
Exactly. So TJ said, you've been working on these punch shots underneath tree branches or hitting low trajectory shots. This is an opportunity for you to do something amazing. So you can walk up to your ball. In his situation, you could say, oh no. Oh man. I'm in jail. This is terrible. Should never have spent that $80 to sign up for this tournament. I'm the first hole, I'm already in the trees. Or, like TJ was saying, you can say, you know what? This is perfect. Oh yeah, this couldn't be better because I've got this sick little punch cut shot. When I pull this off, all the moms and dads of this tournament, they are gonna lose it. So the highlight reel is not from the middle of the fairway, right? Phil Mickelson. Where does Phil Mickelson spend a lot of time? In the trees, everywhere, right? And we've seen time and time again, stuff on YouTube, stuff on Facebook, stuff on ESPN, we're just like, there's no way he just did that. That's amazing. So that guy, he's so good at controlling his golf ball, every time he's in a place where someone else is going, oh no, I promise you that guy's saying, wait till they see what I do with this, right? And that's the fun of playing golf, doing amazing things from challenging spots. So if your ball's plugged in the bunker, that's not bad. It's an opportunity to be awesome. It's an opportunity to remember that shot for the rest of your life. All the shots from the middle of the fairway, you're probably not going to remember those, but you're going to remember all the cool stuff. And the cool stuff can't happen unless there's an opportunity to produce it. So that's what we call living above the O line. That's the technique. So O stands for observation. When you hit your ball, at the bare minimum, I just want the ball to be where it is. It's in the middle of the fairway, it's in the bunker, it's in the trees. It doesn't change how I feel about it. If we're truly mentally tough and we live above the O-line, we create a high-grade interpretation of these basic observations, which means that we look at what's happening and we flip it in a way that makes us feel awesome, that gives us more access to our amazing swings, our amazing recovery skills. All right, so we've got 3 things we're going to do today on the golf course. Number 1, we're going to remember what I think is what I do. If I want the ball to go in the hole, I need to picture it going in the hole, creating a specific picture. Number 2, we're going to remember that we're at our best when we feel our best. We control how we think, which means we're going to walk into our golf ball consciously trying to elevate our mood, create that high-grade state where you feel like there's no place I'd rather be than right here, right now, over every single shot. The third thing we're going to do is we are going to do our best to not judge the outcome that we get. Because if we view it as being negative, it makes us feel bad. And we already know that doesn't help us. If we're going to be truly mentally tough, we'll look at where the ball is, and we're going to live above the O-line, meaning we're going to flip that in a way where being in the trees is the best place I could possibly be. Does that all make sense? Yes. All right. So, who here has heard, probably from your parents or grandparents, because they like to give you guys like these little teachable moments, who here has heard that golf is a great metaphor for life? Kind of a corny thing that you hear from time to time, and you're like, roll your eyes, you're like, oh, what does that even mean? Right? I actually think that it's true, and here's what it means to me. Playing a great round of golf is all about picturing what I want, approaching that shot with total enthusiasm, and then being totally cool with whatever I get. I expect the world, I accept the results, and I do it again. And if I can do that over every single shot for 18 holes, when I add that stuff up, it comes out to a pretty good day at the golf course. When you look at what happens in regular life, it's kind of the same. You wake up in the morning and you say, this is how I would like things to go. You approach whatever you're doing with total enthusiasm, and if you can just be totally cool with the way things happen, I think you can be pretty happy, pretty successful, and you'll always be looking forward to the next opportunity to play another round of golf or simply just have another day. What do you guys think? Good stuff?
Yes, sir.
Right, so I love talking about this stuff. Coach Jackie on the first hole today is going to give you another exercise to help test your mental toughness based on this talk. So what she's going to do is she's going to give all of you a handful of paper clips. And you're going to take these paper clips and you're going to slide them right in one of your front pockets. You're going to go through this 3-step process. You're going to go play some golf. And I want you to become more aware of the thoughts that your mind creates. Every time you have a negative thought about anything at all, I want you to take one paper clip from your front pocket and slide it into your back pocket. And while you're doing that, for just one moment, I want you to own the fact that you understand that in that moment, your thinking isn't helping you. So this could be where your ball goes. It could be maybe your playing partners are talking in your backswing. Maybe the group in front of you is too slow. Maybe a bird just stole the bag of chips you just bought, right? You're like, oh no, that bird stole my chips, right? I want you to try and catch every negative thought you have. I want you to own it, and I want you to replace it with a thought that gets you back on track. At the end of your round, you're going to reach in your back pocket and you're going to count with the paper clips how many times your own game suffered from your own personal sabotage due to your lack of mental toughness. Who here thinks that it's possible to never have a negative thought ever again for the rest of your life? Probably not. Who here thinks it's possible to take a big mountain of negative thoughts and over time make it smaller, make it more manageable? Absolutely possible. And that's what we do through mental toughness training. Who here has someone in their life, other than yourself possibly, that you think is pretty negative? Like they're always negative, they're always lowering your mood, and yeah, this would be a great exercise to share with them, because you can do it off the golf course as well. So that's our little talk today. Hopefully it made an impact. The reason why I share it with you guys in this format is because all the stuff that I'm explaining to you right now, that I'm sharing with you now, someone shared it with me a long time ago, and it really made just a massive, massive difference in everything that I do. And that's why it's so important that I spend so much time sharing it with you guys. So thanks so much for your attention, and enjoy your round of golf today.